everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maureen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my pattern review for the Coeli blouse. So this is an indie pattern that I think this pattern has been out a couple of years. I've had this pattern in my collection for at least a year, and it is by Pauline Alice. And from what I could see, this is probably like a French first, then English type pattern. The only reason I say that is because there's instructions for French and English, but also the pattern pieces were in French, also in English. Let's get into the sizing and the ease. So this is a blousey, which probably isn't the best word. It's a very voluminous blouse that is a smock type of blouse. So there's really no real closure back here. There's some ties that I did, and then it does call for you to do a little like loop with a button on the neckband, but I'm not good at making those, so I actually opted to do a tie in the back, and so I did that instead. And then I actually did buttonholes on these as well, because again, they wanted you to do the loop. I opted to do buttonholes. I cut out a size 42, which I am roughly like a 42, 43 bust. This gave me enough ease, and it was supposed to be 46 inches around. And also this pattern was drafted for a B cup. I knew off the top that this pattern would be a gamble for me, just because this is not a silhouette that is probably the most flattering to my proportions. And so I knew that going in, and I knew that I wanted to use a darker color. Most versions of the Coeli blouse that you'll see are a lot of like white blousey, very billowy type ones, and I opted to make mine cropped and to make it dark and to kind of give like this romantic gothic type of feel, like Victorian gothic, not like dark eyeliner crazy music gothic. So I opted for that, and I opted to just do 2 of the pleats. You're actually supposed to do 3, but to be honest with you, I was making it and I didn't know how to do the 3rd one. It just didn't seem to add up. The math wasn't mathing for me, so I made 2, and I don't miss the 3rd one at all. The other thing was, like I said, I made mine cropped. So in the original instructions, the way you do these pleats is the same thing you're supposed to do in the bodice. Well, for me, I kind of felt like I wanted more of a cropped version, so I cut it down, and I think the actual panel for this is about 11 inches for me. And then I made sure to keep the scalloped edge. So the good thing about this was that I didn't have to do any sort of hemming because it has a scalloped edge, which was actually my first time doing that, and I love it, and I want to do it some more. But other than that, this was a pretty easy pattern. I say, like, after taping the pattern together, which was like around 40-ish pages, I cut it out, and I broke that up like over like a couple of days. But then when it actually got time to sew, this took probably 2 days. So I started it like on, I think it was like Thursday or Friday, and then I actually did the majority of it on Saturday and finished it on Saturday. This is a fairly easy pattern outside of the French seams. So the French seams actually worked to my benefit for this, because I decided to use lace. That is kind of like the go-to seam that you do for lace, so it worked out. If I had done like a solid or a different type of fabric, I believe I would not have done French seams. But this all worked out. The only place I did not get to do French seams, and it's because I got a little bit turned around, was the front gathers. That is actually a regular seam, because I realized like right when I finished the seam that I did it on the wrong side. And so instead of choosing violence and trying to unpick whatever I had done, I said, you know what, I'm going to choose peace, and we're going to keep going. So that's what I did. And I mean, honestly, you can't tell from the outside looking in if that's even what happened. Like, there's really no difference. But I love the cleanness of the French seams, especially with the lace and whatnot. And I did not have to use my serger or anything like that. So there are a couple of tips to working with lace. I did use like a 70/10 sewing needle. I also did not backstitch, which again, that was helpful that I had the French seams to kind of reinforce those seams. But off of the research that I did, you're not supposed to backstitch with lace. And what else was there that I did? When it came time to press, I didn't have to do a whole lot of pressing with this. However, when I did, I kind of kept it on a lower setting because I do believe that this lace is more like a polyester-ish type thing. So yeah. And then of course I did my buttons. Now the buttons, just like the neck back here, it was supposed to be like a little loop. I'm not good at making those loops at all. So I did a buttonhole, and then I did a traditional shank button. And then in the back here, there's ties. And so I did the tie back there on the neckline as well. I will say that the instructions were okay. Like, there's not a lot of information out there for the Coeli blouse. Like, I feel like I found maybe one YouTube video, a handful of Instagram posts, like maybe around 100 that featured it, but not like a lot of like information about it. So I wish that I could provide more information. And I believe this is the only pattern I have actually purchased from Pauline Alice. So I can't really speak on her other work or anything like that, but again, not a lot of information about this blouse out there. If I had to do this again, I believe, because I don't like where the line is on my apex for the top smock of the blouse and then going into the bottom of it. So I believe I would add a little bit of length of that to that in the future. And then I think that, again, going back to fabric choice, if I chose a fabric that didn't require a French seam, I would absolutely do this with normal seams, because I think that it's fine to do it that way. Will I make this again? I don't really see myself making this again. I feel like this is kind of those one and done. And it's not to say that this was like a bad project. Absolutely not. It was definitely like a learning experience. And I feel like it was something that I didn't have in my closet already. So for me, I don't think I need another one of these. Even though I think it's really, really pretty, and, you know, it's something that I can wear on a date night, or, you know, to like a really cute brunch or something like that. But all in all, I don't really need another one of these tops, but I will keep this because I think it's actually really, really pretty. So as far as what I'm working on this week, I do have my secret project that I'm working on, and I showed you guys the fabric for that in the last video. But I'm working on that, and then if my pearl kit comes in time, then I'll also be working on my sweatshirt as well. And I have some news that I'll be dropping this week, so make sure you guys have your little bell turned on for this channel, because it's good news. And I'm excited. And no, I'm not pregnant. I know that you guys are like on baby watch for me, but not this time, you guys. But it's really exciting. I think you guys are gonna like it, and there's definitely gonna be more content. So anyway, you guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget that you can follow me at Raven Maureen on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. See you guys next time. Bye.